by the end of this session, you would feel a lot comfortable. You feel a lot better and more comfortable, more relaxed. Welcome to the study group graduation ceremony. My name is Timothy, and I will be your host tonight. So let's get into what our agenda for tonight will look like. First, we're gonna do a bit of an introduction, get to know who's on the call, get to know um where we're joining from, okay? And then I'm going to introduce our guest to us, and then we would welcome others who have been invited for this meeting. Maybe your friend, a colleague, a brother, okay? So maybe a friend, a colleague, a brother who have one way or the other accepted our invitation and have decided to be here. All right. And then we are going to talk about our journey so far here on the study group. Of course, the study group is not just a course, it's an environment that is meant to inspire and help us get better in our data career, right? So we're going to welcome, and as well, we're going to take a journey. We're going to take a trip into what our journey has been here. Then we're going to get some feedback from some of us who have been in the program, hear from us what were the things that we experienced, some of the challenges that we had. And then I'm going to talk to us about what next. Okay, I'm going to talk to us about what next. Okay, so let's just get into the heart of tonight. So, first of all, let's get to meet each other. Those of us joining for the first time, or everyone joining in, whether this is your first time being here with us or you are a study buddy, let's start with an introduction. So, I'm going to call names, and when I call your name, I would love you to introduce yourself by telling us your name and telling us where you're joining from and what you are looking forward to. So why the study group? Like what are you looking forward to tonight? All right. Or you could even tell us what you do if you want to replace why you're joining us tonight in place of what you do. All right. So I'm just going to look at the call to see, and there's a rest now on the call. Blessing, do you mind sending a reminder so that other study buddies can be part of this, because everyone is supposed to be on this call, right? Especially the study buddies. Thank you very much. Yeah, you could just send a reminder to them on the group. All right. Okay, so I'm going to start with Emmanuel. Hi, Emmanuel. Good evening. Do you want to do an introduction of yourself? So just tell us your name, where you're joining from, and what you're looking forward to tonight.
Okay, good evening. Good evening,
Hi.
sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Olaomi, and I'm one of the study buddies graduating today. That's one of the graduates. Okay, um, I'm I'm actually at Ogun State, and I'm working as a statistician in a Chinese manufacturing company in Ogun State.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
think that's
right.
what I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I've been seeing you joining and leaving. Is it the network? Oh, he's left the call already. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Tolu. Hi, Tolu. Good evening. How you doing? Do you mind doing an introduction?
Hi, good evening, everyone. So, my name is Tolulola Tolulope, and yeah, I'm joining from Lagos. And why am I joining? I just want to get to know everyone. Yeah, I want to get to know the project everyone has worked on and to learn from the project.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So let's get into the heart of tonight. We have an hour and 30 minutes. We have quite a list of things to do. So we're just going to dig in. Okay, allow me and give me the honors to introduce our guest for tonight. The whole idea for having our guest join us is because, um, I mean, we've in the community among ourselves. We listed out all of our guests, all of the guests that we've had in the past in all of our sessions, right? And then we had to vote. We had to do a vote of who was going to come and speak to us or who we wanted to hear from regarding to their experience, regarding to what thoughts that they have for us, and their feedback about what they've seen and what they think we could do better. All right. And what we could do moving forward as a community. And that's why we have our guest in the house. All right. So give me the honors of welcoming Miss Chelsea Adetan. Miss Chelsea is she's a data analytics engineer. And apart from her person as an inspiration and mentor, she is also solid and has its technical skills when it comes to skills ranging from the application and the workings of data analytics, also in application of machine learning, and as well business intelligence. And one thing I've observed about Miss Chelsea, and even working with her, is her ability to educate using data as a tool, right? I've seen how much passion she has when it comes to helping people understand this career and data related careers, and as well mentoring and guiding a lot of young professionals. She also has technical skills in both practicing, so she's not just talking about data or mentoring people about it. She actually has a practice domain, right? She's built project her portfolio project ranges from analytical solutions in predictive modeling, data visualization, and creating an experience of how data can be used across domains like agriculture, healthcare, and quite a number of applications where data is strong in, right? She's hosted, I can't even count how many platforms I have seen her work and the number of persons that really have been impacted by her commitment and her dedication to data. It's a pleasure and an honor to have Miss Chelsea come back today to be with us and also accept our invitation to be our guests. Tonight, she's really going to talk to our head. And we're also allowed to ask questions, right? And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about having professionals in the house. So we can ask questions that relate to our next phase of growth, our next phase of improvements. So it's a pleasure to have Miss Chelsea in the house. Hi, Chelsea, how you doing?
Hi, 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 hi. Good evening, everybody.
Hi, good.
Thank you so much for your kind words. It's great to be here today, and congratulations to everyone graduating today. I think I've been invited twice now, and I've seen you guys present projects. I've seen the work you put into um getting to this point today. So I just want to say congratulations to every single one of you. Also to the organizers of this platform, of this event. Well done to you all as well, and congratulations to you guys as well. I don't know, am I supposed to go straight into it or just an intro?
Yeah, this is an intro. I will definitely call your attention on a lot of things within the platform. So,
All
yeah,
right, well, no problem.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, yes, that is Miss Chelsea. And if I can think of any female tech and any female tech um, professional that really influence not just the campus environment, but have a passion for educating and inspiring people, Miss Chelsea is actually on the top of that list, right? I've literally met a lot of female tech professionals, but every time I think of Chelsea, I'm like, oh, this lady is just, she's just so crazy in this statement. It's rare actually. Uju will agree with me. It's actually rare to really see females that are really committed to not just themselves, right, but also inspiring other people to get better, right? So it's actually a pleasure to have her here on the call. All right. Okay. So yes, what we feel me to introduce Uju, Mr. DK Precious Uju. We go a long way back, like a very long way back, and Mr. Drew has quite a lot of experience in research and medical application of data, healthcare to be general. I mean, he corrected me one time. I cannot forget that correction. So I'm going to say it. I'm not ashamed to be corrected. Okay. They corrected me one time. I was saying health, I was saying medical, and he corrected me that no, that it's actually healthcare. Like you, healthcare is the domain that encompass both medical and all of the. So that correction just talked about like, okay, I see what you mean. All right, so Mr. Oju is a very enthusiastic data professional, and his interests go deeper than just you know how data can be used, but he's really pivoting his data skills in the area of health and business and leadership. I mean, I don't know how he does it, but he's always he's always at that peak. Every time I see him as someone that is trying to integrate, data across health, business, and um, leadership. And I think that's something that really stands out, right? Funny enough, I met. I'll tell you guys this story. I met someone that was, I think that was last month, and I made a post about Uju, and then we had a program, so I posted the flyer. And she said, "Wait, I know, I this guy is one of our mentors in the program." And I was like, "Okay." She was like, "You know him?" I said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about." And that was what got her to open up to me, and we started having like more deeper conversation, and we started working together on the project, right? Just because of that, the fact that we had a mutual connection, which is Uju, right? So it's actually a pleasure to have Uju in the house. One thing about Uju when it comes to his work is that he is very keen on evidence-based research development, right? And he's also a people person, right? He's always looking at what can we improve, or how can we improve the health service or the health system for young people. I mean, I've seen his work ranging and focusing around young people, and I think it's really, really inspiring, very, very inspiring for me. If I have reason to not do what I do, I think one of the things that will inspire me to still do what I do is because of people like Uju, right? Because currently he's doing his MBA. He's actually doing his MBA, right, in Nigerian University of Technology and Management, Lagos. And I told people that that MBA program he's doing is not for himself, right? It's for him to really understand how to, like I said, how to integrate business, leadership, and health together and bring out the data side of these things. Hi, Uju. How you doing? Welcome to SQL Study Group again. Yeah, hope you're good. Okay. Yeah, we enjoyed it. All right. So I'm hoping that we get his response. I think he's actually in a place, and he either is the network or something. I can't tell. All right, guys. So this is it. This is the part where we get to meet those of us that. Okay. Oh, I think it was the network there because he just dropped off the call. So this is the part where we get to talk about or meet those that have really been committed and consistent throughout the study group. This is the third edition, right? I remember the first edition like it was yesterday. I remember the second edition like it was today. And now the third edition just feels like 30 minutes just passed and we are done with the third edition, right? I know it was not an easy journey, but then here we go. Yes, meets our graduates today in the person of Aminu, Blessing, Suntu, Dolapo, Blessing, Emmanuel, Harmony, Jerry, Casey, Ogbe. Yeah, you guys are actually amazing. You guys are amazing. Yeah, Uju, how far? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. My network is I've switched to like three networks.
Sorry. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I heard you reading my bio. Am I supposed to speak?
Yeah, what does it feel like coming back? What does it feel like coming back? I've seen some of the things you've said about what we're doing here and some of the things that you're looking forward to seeing from this platform. So having you back is actually intentional. So what does it feel like coming back? Like what do you think about that?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Okay, so if you can't hear me at any point, just let me know.
Oh,
Um, uh, I mean, I feel happy and encouraged myself, right? Because I've been I've been a member of the study group, at least the earliest version. I don't remember which ones, but thankfully, I'm here now and encouraging my fellow data nerds, right? And personally, I'm also encouraged in different ways. Personally, I get encouraged by encouraging others, if you know what I mean. So I feel happy. I feel very excited for everyone here. The graduates, personally, I know some of them. I know people that know some of them, kind of. So I mean, it's just a pleasure to be here to to come back and to share with everyone and how exciting it is to get into data field. Yeah, thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you very much. All right. So we've heard from our guests. The idea for having our guests, like I said, I actually want us to be able to ask questions regarding to imagine that you had to meet someone from the beginning of your career or before taking some big steps in your career and you were given the opportunity to meet somebody that can, you know, that can that can guide you. What question will you ask them? You know, what's what kind of ideas or thoughts would you share with them? And that's what tonight is about. Having our guests in the houses for you to have professionals, you could say, hi, Chelsea, what's up? I'm looking at this, and this is my plan after this platform, after this study group. What would you advise? That's what I actually want to create tonight. Okay, that's what we want to create tonight. So let's talk about the journey. All right, let's talk about the journey. It's been a crazy journey. Yeah, the journey so far has its up and downs. It has its up and downs. It's been exciting and as well it's been, how do I put it? It's a lot, right? If I try if I look at it first from the angle of the guests that we've had quite a number of industry leaders in the house, from Michael, a financial analyst and financial strategist, to Mr. Damilola, an AI researcher, and an AI researcher and an AI um, founder, right? To Miss Precious, who has worked with quite some number of platform building data products and AI products, AI powered products, data analytics products, to Miss Chelsea, a data engineer and someone that is really keen to the data industry and what we could do with what we do as data professionals, right? Um, to Mr. Uju, to Victor, to Tequila, to um, Mr. Emeka, to Dims. This was not just bringing people to this platform, but instead it was to use their experience to understand the what the industry or what the markets looks like, in the sense that I actually don't believe data analytics is data analytics. I believe data analytics is a means to an end. And to really prove that, you need to understand what the end is. Now, the end is medical, the end is solving problems in the medical industry, the end is solving problem in the agricultural industry, the end is powering decision making across different industries. So the question is, bringing these guys, what did they help us achieve? Right. And this is where I'm going to talk to some of the study buddies. How did you feel when we had these guests in the house, when we had to present our project to them? What was that thought for you? What was that experience for you? So this is what I'm going to ask Dolapo. Hi Dolapo, good evening, how are you doing? So my question, Dolapo, is bringing these guests across all the project presentation that we had, what did you get from that experience? What was that experience like for you?
Hello, good evening, everybody.
I
Good evening. All right, so when the we brought the guest and then we had to present our work to them and everything. All right, so one thing I got right was the fact that the industry people of whatever analytics I'm doing, right? Yeah, the industry people must be able to relate to whatever work I'm presenting. Hello, can we still hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, that was one thing I think I really, really took to heart. The fact that whatever analytics I'm performing, either medical analytics, HR analytics, this is the fact that the people in that industry, whenever they are seeing my work, they must be able to relate to whatever work it is I'm presenting. And another thing I took to heart is being able to flow from problem to solution. Yeah. Whatever my work, my analysis, it's not just about okay, what is the analysis about, what I did, it's about okay, what solution am I providing with this analysis I did. Yeah. So I think those are two things that really stood out for me. Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. All right. That's actually very solid. That's actually very solid. Exactly. Right. That ability to understand that it's not about us. It's about what these leaders, these industry professionals are trying to do with their, with the kind of decisions that they have to make, and how can data be used to inform that. I like that. Like that. I'm gonna ask one more person, and that's in the person of I was expecting Amina to join the call back because I was looking forward to his feedback. Okay, blessing, Pales, what's up? How was that feeling for you when we had these industry leaders come to the platform and share their feedback and thoughts about what we were doing with us? What was the experience for you? Yeah, blessing, are you there? Pales, Pales, are you there? All right. So moving on, the whole idea is the journey so far for us is not just data, it's the fact that we could have and we had industry people join this platform and shared their feedback, shared what we could improve as data guys, and I think that was so beautiful, especially our last project presentation. You know, it was just something that, honestly speaking, our next edition is going to be more industry driven. I was speaking with the CTO of Data Fellow. This was the day before yesterday. No, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. And the conversation that we had, we are looking at collaborating with another data community where we can have more industry problem solving from the Nigerian markets. Like, we're looking at the Nigerian markets and how we can solve their problems in the study group as a platform, right? And that's amazing, because this is something we've not done before. I don't know how the structure is going to look like, but I'm going to try my best to see how this, improves the industry and help us get better in our data skills. So if you know a friend that needs a platform like this, just tell them to look forward to the next edition, because it's going to be so mind blowing. They are going to be stressed and they are going to really have fun, right? Because we're going to be having industry leaders from the beginning of the program. And this time around, it's going to be something that will be a collaborative work. It's going to be a partnership platform, right? Not just us this time around. So this was one of the things that made these programs stood out. Another thing that made this program stood out for me was the fact that we were able to cover about 20 lessons. I mean, I can remember, I can remember some of us that had no experience in SQL, literally no experience, right? Just ideas and thoughts, and what SQL could mean, or what SQL is, but we did not have that experience, right? But we were able to go through 20 lessons from novice to project level, and we had two case study projects. I remember the case study project and how I was chasing you guys to submit for the deadline. And I had to even extend the deadline, right? Because I know that some of us were new to, we were new to this kind of environment, and we needed that push, we needed that, motivation. And honestly speaking, sometimes it's hard to, have you had that feeling where you're finding it difficult for you to finish what you started, especially a project that you said you were going to do, but it's taking you almost a year to do and you have not done it, or you're procrastinating. That's what the study group really did for some of us, right? It was able to push us towards that. And another beautiful thing about the study group was the fact that we had 9 industry projects, like 9 projects, and each of these projects was handled by a team. Right, we had different teams who were presenting their project, and it was so amazing. I just love the experience. I love the drag. I love the fight. I love the challenge. I love the tantrum, and all of the captains, everybody that served as a captain on the study group. I mean, you guys really were selfless. You gave your time, your effort, even when your team were disappointing and discouraging. You showed up. I mean, the study group really, really took a lot from us, and I'm just excited that we did what we did. From the beginning of the program, we had about 35% signed up for the study group, right? And today we have this number of persons graduating, right? We have this number of persons graduating. Now, it's not because others were not committed or consistent. No, it was the fact that we had criteria for graduation, right? I mean, how did you guys feel about those criteria? Let me ask somebody, how did you feel about those criteria? Let me talk to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, how did you feel about the graduation criteria? Was it like an impossible mission? Was it annoying? How did you feel about it? Because that has dropped our number from 35 to the number of persons that are graduating today. So what do you think about it?
Okay. So the criteria, anyway, they are not that. Uh, it depends actually, but
Okay.
for me, uh, it wasn't easy. But I tried to push myself to meet the criteria, most especially balancing my job, my work, and all that. But I feel the criteria are still more lenient, so
Yeah,
it's possible. It's
exactly.
what yeah, it's what we can actually achieve.
Thank you. It was achievable, actually. It
Yes.
wasn't something that was out of the box. I mean, you have to do your project and push your project online. That was very important, right? You had to be consistent in the platform. And some of the reason why some people didn't stay true to the end was because of um we had some people that were doing their master's projects, right? And the project became so tough they could not complete the SQL project. And we had some people that got jobs, they got jobs opportunity, and those jobs were after their life. I mean, if you get a new job, your job is going to first almost want to break you, especially when the job is so demanding and require your time, right? So these were the things that made the study group really beautiful. Let's talk about some statistics. After the statistics, we're going to have our guests talk to us about what we could do moving forward. Just for them to share their tips, and then after they share their tips, we're gonna ask questions. It's gonna be like a question and answer thing, but they are free to share their thoughts. All right. So that's after we've gone through the statistics. So let's talk about the statistics of this study group. What are some of the things that we did in this study group that made what we have something worth being a part of? Well, you guys can remember that we do have review calls every Wednesday. And those review curves were really, 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 really not comfortable for some of us, right? And the review calls, we had about 17 review calls, right? We had about 17 review calls. We had about 450 comments in the course. Like the course was full of comments. People, if I tried to calculate all the comments that we had, all the questions and feedback and thoughts, it was going to a number of 450 comments, right? And we had about 92 lesson posts, right? If you check the course platform, you would discover that we had about 92 lesson posts, both the lesson post on the main lesson, the quiz, the introduction, and the project, the case study, a total of 92 lesson posts, right? And then we had about 27 quizzes, right? After every lesson, there was a quiz. After every lesson, there was a quiz. So people just we got to a point where people just felt like, Timothy, Timothy, this quiz, when is it going to end, right? And I got some messages in my DM that was really, really, really funny. Like, and another amazing thing was the fact that we had a lot of materials in the course, right? We had about 720 materials, both document materials, data sets to practice with, CSV files to work with. And this is just for SQL. Imagine what we're doing with the Excel study group. Imagine what we're doing with the Python study group. And just so you know, the Python study group is also starting very soon, which is the data science study group, right? It's also as structured as this, and it allows us to even collaborate with ourselves better, right? And a lot of things are coming in the Python study group, which is the data science study group, right? And we had 9 industry leaders on our platform, which is actually very exciting. Now, let's talk about our performance as students. By average, the average score that we had across all our tests and quizzes was 98.70. Now, that's a good score. It means that we had a good number. If we could have an average of 84 score, then that's actually encouraging, right? And I don't know. Let me ask Tolu, what's up? I remember you shared me a link. So I think I'm going to do that after our guests have presented. All right. After our guests have presented, I'm going to come back to do some of the breakdown of our performance in the study group. Okay, I'm going to talk about how we did, what we did better, and some of our top 5 students and some of our bottom 5 students. And I will also advise us of what we could do as we move forward. All right, what we could do to improve and all that. So this is just a statistic. This is a sample statistics. I have a comprehensive document. Okay, I have a comprehensive document report that breaks down everything that we have been doing, that breaks down everything that we've been doing since the beginning of the program. And I think I'm going to share this report exclusive, like this is going to be exclusive to only the study bodies. But anybody that is interested in having this report can also reach out. All right. The report is about 10 pages, the 10-page document report, where you get to know, okay, 35 students were part of the program, 26 quizzes were taken, and a total of 552 total quiz attempted. And then you're going to see like a breakdown of total number of students, total number of attempted, percentage average, the median score, and what that meant. Okay. And then there's also a breakdown to how we perform, those that fell, how many percentage fall under the category of excellent to good to average and below the average. All right. I mean, we just had three to two students that fall below average. All right, which is actually a good number. If we look at 35 people being a part of a program, and this ends up as our report, right? And then we also get to see our top 10 performing students based on emails, right? And then if we come down, we can see the student requirements, like those that need to improve on their work. All right. And then there's also the quizzes that were challenging for us. And then the quizzes that we did so well at, the quizzes that are termed the easiest. And some of the topics, I mean, some of us really did well when it comes to SQL, subquery, understanding all values, working with database and tables, operators in SQL. And then we also have the quizzes that the topics that were very difficult, that we found difficult. Topics like, these topics, literally, right? These topics were easy. All of these topics were easy based on this color gradient. And then some other topics, these other topics, all the joints were moderate based on our performance, right? And then the difficult and the challenging ones were inner join, group by, having right join. And then the most difficult was distinct and working with null values, meaning data cleaning is going to be a problem for a lot of us in SQL. It means that we need to work on those things. All right, this is just a little report. If you want to read the whole detail, it's actually here. And like I said, I think this was the last part that stood out for me, being able to see like how many of the students were able to perform the complete 26 quizzes, and that's six people, right, out of the total number of us. And then we have about 10 students, 10 study buddies that really had high engagements. I mean, they were able to answer about 20 to 25 quizzes in the course, which is going through 25 lessons. All right. And then we also had those that their engagement was moderate. And then we had 11 people that had low engagement. All right. And then they were the part of the critical findings, some of the things that were critical that we should improve in the long run. Well, the report is actually very detailed. All right. So if you're hoping to, really want to use this information to improve yourself. Because I mean, we're data guys. What's the whole idea for having to having to talk about data, but we cannot give a good report about what we're doing as a platform, right? So this is the things I hope to share with the partners that we're having in the next edition, so that it can be open to everyone. It just and the price is actually very affordable, right? 15,000, and you can stay in the program 3 months, 4 months, and you're able to really build your skills, right? Because the goal is the finance is just for a commitment fee, so that you pay for something that you want to stay true to. I mean, that's just the whole idea. All right, so I have said too much. I am just going to shut up at this point. I'm going to keep quiet, and I'm going to talk to Miss Chelsea. All right, so Chelsea, how you doing? I hope I've not bored us with the report and all the journey so far, right? But Ms. Chelsea, what do you think about a data analyst who had just gone through a platform like this? What do you think should be the next thing for them or for us? What should be the next thing for us as students? And what are the things that we should keep doing to stay relevant and keep building our skills in SQL? Yeah, so you could speak on that and add more, and then we can ask questions. Thank you.
So thank you so much. Just before I start, I'd really like us to give like a virtual round of applause. I personally was like mind blown. Seeing the progress that we've been able to make
Yeah, Chelsea, we can't hear you again. I don't know if it's the network or me. Ah, all right. Can anybody hear me, Chelsea? I'm not sure if it's just me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I guess it was the network. Okay. Well, she should be joining us soon. Yep. So, while we look forward to her joining us back, um, I like to welcome some people that I. Okay, she's back. Okay, great. Hi, Chelsea, you're back. Thank you. Uh, Chelsea, are you speaking? Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Would you? What's up? Let's talk. So would you? I love the fact that you really know a lot of you're in the heart of what we're doing. From the early days, it was literally about learning. And then we come up with the study group where this time around is focused to people, and pushing each other, finding a platform that people can be inspired to learn and grow. What would you advise a student who have just gone through the study group? What can they do to improve or stay relevant or consistent? Yeah.
All right, thank you. So, simply put, um, there are many things you can do, but I will just start with one or two. So, I mean, I personally, when I, okay, surprisingly, SQL was, or SQL, as you know, it was actually the first tool I learned in 2022.
Okay.
2022, yeah. Late 2022. And after that, we start putting data analyst, enthusiast, and all that. But after learning, you actually an analyst because it has the tech. It's a tech skill, but it also has the soft part, which is problem solving, trying to build structures that we solve a problem. So you're not that enthusiastic anymore. You should put it as certified. You understand? It doesn't really matter the language or the tools you learn, whether it's Python or SQL or Excel. You find out that it's data analytics, it's just proficiency that differs. So the best thing you can do following this completion of this program is to do more, and then again delve into more like real world problems, Nigerian focused problems, as we discussed um, in the former presentation. Yeah, I think group presentation. And even personally, I have my own journey where you already know what my current academic level now, what I'm doing. So I'm more like living you know, the case studies that they used to give to us. Sometimes they give us foreign case study, and we tell the teacher, give us Nigerian one. Don't give us Stanford problem or Harvard problem. Give us Nigerian one. Say Money Point or OP or First Bank or Access Bank Fidelity. Nigerian focus exam. So I too am also lending towards that, which I plan to do. So that's what we should all do, right? Do more of project based problem solving project kind of. And this is the beginning of the journey. It's not even the end. It's more like beginning of the journey. You could be called to join teams, you should be aware of people, if you make this post, you see people reaching out to you. Personally, I didn't work in any particular organization. I was freelancing, and people were reaching out to me individually. Yeah, from almost anywhere, because you don't have to be physically present to do the job whatsoever. So you could see people calling you to join a team. So now team management is now important. So you need to build the soft skills aspect, as I already mentioned: problem solving, team management, team engagement, people's organization kind of. So so that is it. So structurally, projects that solve problems, Nigerian context, then your portfolios, maybe GitHub or wherever, you can also work on that. And then there are websites too that you can, beyond GitHub, there are also websites that you can display your work, right? I'm trying to remember. There's the first one I knew, then I'm trying to remember it. I can't really remember now. But you can always Google out those ones. There is also Maven Analytics. The first one I actually used, though that was the second one I knew about. Just something that you can display
Yes, I
dashboard. Can you hear me?
yeah, 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 we can hear you. We can hear you clearly.
Okay, so that's this is it. Focus on problem solving projects, display your project on portfolio websites, put it on your LinkedIn, whether you make post about it or you put it on your project section, right? That's it. Two, three, be open to collaboration with people reaching out to you. Me, I'm open to collaboration, guys. If you want to work on any project, health related,
Uh,
whether it's health management, I'm open. Yeah, I know. I told them, Timothy, I was kind of leaving data, kind of, but not like I was completely leaving data. It's because of my professional requirement as a pharmacist. I had to temporarily leave data a bit, but now I've fulfilled the requirement, and currently doing my MBA, so now I need to go back. So I'm open to collaboration with you guys.
awesome.
I can provide my own aspect of collaboration to whatever project, SQL, Excel, Python, are, at least I have proficiency in those tools. So yeah, again, it's not only about the tools; it's about how you use the tools,
Mhm.
right? You learn SQL is great, but don't be worried. Maybe you don't know Python or you don't know Power BI. Don't. It's not a problem. It's the soft part of it: problem solving, analytic skills, asking questions, and being able to get an answer. If you get those ones, the tools will become tools to you, and
Oh,
you get to learn it. Exactly, because some people think the tools are a barrier. No, the tools are actually tools. They're actually tools to solve a problem. If you already know how to solve the problem, the tools will become tools. Because some people see tools as they see tools as this. I can code Python, can use Power BI. No, can you solve the problem? Those are the first things. If you can able to read case studies, get see business problems and be able to create a framework that can answer the business problems, the tools will become tools for you to work with. Yeah, I think I'll stop there, and other questions can come if possible.
right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you started talking about collaboration and beyond the tools, you just reminded me something I am currently doing. I didn't want to share it before, but I think I have to share it. Right. When I was in my undergraduate program, when I was in my undergraduate program, I used to help master students as the machine learning engineer, helping them with some machine learning side of their project. Now, what I'm doing now is that I went back to some of those projects that I did, and I said, you know what, this time around, I want to do this project as a data project, as a machine learning project. And I started working with industry leaders. I'm currently working on a crop recommendation project. I worked on a cybersecurity related project with cybersecurity experts. Like that's the beauty, and you're very, very right. After a platform like this, real projects that are Nigerian driven, that bring solution back home, is really, really impactful. I love that, and looking beyond tools, right? Looking beyond tools, but looking at real problems that can really, that it's the insights can be relevant to people. It doesn't have to be relevant to everybody. It can be relevant to a particular industry, and people within that industry can relate with what you're giving back as feedback when you push the project, either on LinkedIn or any portfolio website. Thank you so much, Uju. That was actually very insightful. Okay, I don't know if anyone has a question for you regarding to anything that has been on your mind you want to talk to a I mean, he's in his MBA program. He's a master of business. He's someone that you really, really should be comfortable talking to. I think it's very easy to talk to you. It's very, very easy to talk to you. He's a very simple person. So if you have a question about, maybe you want to ask a personal question that's personal to you, or something you're planning to do and you want him to share a thought about it, I think this is where you can. This is the opportunity for you to ask that. Anyone, if you have a question, you just raise your hand. Raise your hand. If there's no hand being raised, I would straight away go to Miss Chelsea. Any hand being raised? Anyone raising a hand? Okay, all right. No hands. And if you have questions, what about speaking? You could raise your hand, all right, and keep your hands still raised. Then when our guests are done speaking, then I would call on you to share your thoughts, right? So this should not just be a graduation. This is a platform for you to ask questions. That's why we have them in the house. All right. We don't used to have guests in the house on our graduation, but I wanted this year to be different, this edition to be different, so that we can really do important things after this platform. Of course, so many things are already in my mind already. So many things are already as we move on. Okay. Dolapo, was your hand raised intentionally? Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Right. Good evening. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Right. I started learning data analysis. Okay, mostly maybe because I wanted to maybe get a job and everything. All right. But getting into data analysis, learning, and yeah, I think I got really really interested in data analysis. Right. So for me, I think I've learned a lot, all right, but I still feel okay, I'm missing something out. So yes, I wanted to ask, what is it like? Are there still okay learning these skills? I mean, especially on LinkedIn, people say, okay, it's not about learning the skills, it's about providing solutions to problems and all. Yeah, so I wanted to. The question is, aside the dashboard, the insights you are getting from dashboards and everything, is there still a particular solution people are referring to when they say you must be able to provide solutions to problems? Or is it just
Okay. I say I got the question. So you said apart from the dashboard insights, is there any other solution that people are referring to? Is that the question?
yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I used to also make that mistake. I used to think it's only about dashboard. Sometimes you have 5 dashboards and you don't have any particular problem you're looking at. So I think where the problem comes from sometimes, or where the issue is from the beginning of the project. Don't just pick data and start analyzing. I did a lot of that mistakes. If you check my past work, you will see that. So I think the issue is coming from when you don't have a problem to solve first. So it looks like, wow, beautiful dashboard, aesthetics. You go to there's this website that they normally use to enhance Tableau dashboard. I'm trying to remember. Sorry, I can't remember many things at this point. So you enhance. Okay, I think even Tableau itself has this extra way you can enhance your dashboard. Looks
Yeah,
so beautiful. You add aesthetics, but
yeah,
most things are, yes, we understand that it's beautiful, but at the end of the dashboard, what is the purpose of this dashboard? what is the general purpose, what is the specific purpose. It's not defined, and once it's not defined, you cannot be able to tell a good story with the dashboard. I don't know if you understand. So what sometimes people are actually looking at is what was the problem here, and and what was the problem and what did they find. As simple as that. So if you don't have a problem you are looking at, but you're just creating insight. Problems can be specific, want to find out, want to do some metrics, engage in metrics, KPIs and all that. You can also do a general one. You want to view customer session, how customer, the CRM is performing, that kind of, you say that one is general. So if you don't state it from the beginning, probably when you're making your LinkedIn post, people will not be able to connect it to the dashboard. So so that's the problem I notice. I mean, coming from a research driven aspect where you need to start with a problem, because if you are making a research, what are you researching about? So what are the problems here? So I think that's what I see, uh, focusing on the LinkedIn that you mentioned, why people post dashboard. Sometimes I'm like, okay, what are we solving here? What are we looking at? Is it just let's just look at the dashboard? Because in real life, the the reports that data analytics provide, I have the opportunity of working with a friend that works in an oil company. Actually, that one, she's in Nigeria, but she works for the oil company in the US. The presentation she's doing is not a come and tell us what you can do. There's a list of problems the company is always asking them to present. I think at the end of each okay, at the end of each quarter, first they do quarterly analysis, yearly quarter analysis, kind of quarterly analysis, excuse me. Then they also do the yearly one. So there's already a list of problems expected, and the top management, they are not really interested in. They were not interested in the aesthetics. She doesn't know how to do beautiful dashboards. When I saw the dashboard, when I said that, I was like, these dashboards are not so cool, but she did the presentation, and I mean they clapped for her because she gave them what she needed to give them or what they required, right? So sometimes is the dashboard should be fine, it's okay, but starting with the problem is essential. It will guide you so that if you want to tell a story, of course, we all should all learn how to do data storytelling. Is an essential skill. It's a soft skill. It's not. We need to all learn it. So that the storytelling skills, excuse me, will be easier for us. So I think that's it. I've said too much, but that's it.
All right. Thank you. Okay, Miss Chelsea, this is where you come in if you don't mind, and then you could also share with us generally what your thoughts is about someone that has gone through a program like this and what they should do moving forward from your own experience too.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I can hear you clearly. Well, welcome back.
I was like, the
Oh, Chelsea, can you hear us? Oh, she's dropped off. Okay, okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, Uju is actually very, very clear and right on that point. To also add to what he said, if you remember one of the cores of data analytics, we said that there are four types of data analytics, right? There is the descriptive, which is answering the question, what happened? All right. And then there is the diagnostics, trying to answer the question, why did it happen? And then there's also the predictive, trying to answer what should we do, and then there is the prescriptive, trying to say, okay, the diagnostic saying why did it happen, the predictive trying to say what would happen, and the prescriptive trying to say what should we do, right? If you measure your project or your analysis or the work that you do based on answering questions, those questions becomes your objective for why you do the project and why what you report. All right. Yes, reporting is always at the end of your work, but you have to report what you did. Did you do something that has to do with finding out, like discovery, like just discovering things? right? Or most especially reports. I think report falls on that what happened, right? What happened. So you're reporting to the organization what happened. You're reporting to the audience what happened. So the kind of problem you're actually solving is giving a general overview. So that's where your monthly report comes in. That's where your quarterly report comes in. And then you as the analyst will now give a recommendation based on what you have discovered as what happened. Then you can say, oh, this is what we can do to get better based on what we know that has happened. And sometimes your analysis will be, why did it happen? Why are we having loss? Why are more people leaving the country than staying within the country? Why are people looking for scholarship abroad than scholarship in Nigeria? Now, if this is the problem you want to answer, definitely your reports or whatever dashboard you build would report your findings. Did you get? So you have, like you just said, you have to answer a question. You have to, there have to be an objective, and that objective can be can boil down to these questions: what happened, or why did it happen, or what should we do when this happened, or what will happen. All right. So your report or your dashboard is just to report the findings, because people cannot understand as much as the jargons. All right. So you try to now summarize it in a dashboard. It's when your dashboard is not really answering any of these four questions, that's when you know that you're just there for the design. You're not there for the report. You're not there to inform people or to inform your audience or to inform your stakeholders. You're just there to give them beauty. And trust me, beauty is not what they want. Right. I remember when I was working with a policy making company in Abuja, right? And one of the things that I did, in fact, they didn't even know that data was, like, they didn't even think about the data side of the company. All right. But when I came in, that was the first night I did, what can we do with the data side? I had to spend time understanding their data. And then all of the questions that they had, I started using data to represent it. It was an NDA, like, I mean, sorry, it was a non-disclosable agreements. Most of the works I did must not be disclosed because it's a policy thing in Nigeria, right? The company is focused on policy and all. So I never posted those projects online. They were just in my they were just in my private portfolio and all that. But that was it, right? Being able to answer these questions. If you can provide answers to these questions, trust me, you would be more valuable than the person that is so skilled in design and, you know, aesthetics. So that's just to support what would you said earlier. So Dolapo, does that answer your question to an extent? All right.
I
So
want to also add something. Sorry.
okay.
Yes, thank you very much, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dolapo. Would you, yeah.
Yeah, so because just in 30 seconds, you also mentioned about jobs, kind of. If you find out in job description, so this is something I usually advise myself and my friends. If you look at a job description, you find out that they are not looking for what you have, they are looking for what they need. So when you now check, when you go to the skills aspect, you will see the line for tools is usually one, maybe proficient in Python, Power BI, Excel. But there are five of them, but just one line. Or maybe there might be 10 job description, like what you are supposed to do, or requirement. It's just one line that is about tools. The rest is problem solving, critical thinking, eye to details. And sometimes I wonder, so why are we stressing ourselves most times about the tools and the aesthetic and the dashboards, you know? So in that sense, send me a message. If you analyze job description, I think maybe I'm not into the job description domain, but if there's anyone that can do that to analyze what do actual data analytics jobs require most, maybe it's a project any of you can work on. I'll be glad to contribute. What are the most common or the frequently occurring description requirements in data analytics jobs or data related jobs? If you know that the tools are not usually plenty, they will not give each tool their line. Usually one line that is for tools, the rest is about soft skills, soft skills. It seems that they are not looking for what you want to give them. They are looking for what they need. So sometimes it's the tools are important, but you see those other requirements are about soft skills, soft skills. So that's just what I want to say.
All right, thank you. That's actually very. I like that. You just threw a ball into the audience, asked us to catch it, right? Nice, nice trainer. But yeah, Miss Chelsea, what's up? Sorry about the network this evening. It can be annoying most times. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Can you
at
hear
this
me?
point, I'm frustrated. I'm hoping that I don't jump off the call again. Hopefully,
Yeah,
can
sorry,
you still hear
sorry.
me? Data, SQL, whatever they're thinking of you, right? So let it be, put yourself out there, pretty much, put yourself out there. Also, be very aware of the data ecosystem. I know that Uju has said this. I know I heard Timothy say this also. Yes, you know SQL, but more often than not, you get to also work with other tools. You get to combine with other tools. So get familiar as well. SQL is good. You can use it to connect to databases, which a lot of companies use now, right? But there are also a lot of things that you have to do, like dashboard that we were mentioning earlier, right? You'd use stuff like Power BI or Tableau. There's Excel. There are all these popular tools that you have to use as data analyst. So of course, get familiar and also be familiar with how you can um use SQL with these tools. So it's not just about knowing these tools, but also knowing how you can use SQL with these tools, right, to solve problems or to get solutions basically. Right. So I think I'm going to just pause there and take any questions that I have. But I hope you guys were able to hear me first of all, and I hope that this will spur you into a great career path. Thank you. Hi Timothy, you're muted.
Okay, yes, thank you. I said we heard you clearly, and the network was good this time. We heard everything you said. All right. So question. Any other person with a question? Oh, Dolapo, your hand is up again. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Or was it a mistake? Oh, okay. All right. Dolapo, go ahead. Ask your question.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss Chelsea. Yes, so you mentioned working on real projects. So I want to ask, where do we get these real projects to work on? Do we just think of, okay, I want to work on this, or maybe I feel this is like, I just want to ask, where can we get real projects to work on aside the ones we've been working on? Yes, that's my question, ma'am.
Okay, so I think what you can do in this case, right, is, and I forgot to say this, right, collaboration. So you already have a group of people here that you've met, you've been with over a couple of months. This doesn't have to be the end of your journey as well. So back to your question, you and a group of friends think of, I think I heard somebody asking, is dashboard the end of data, the problems you are solving? No, there's so much. I feel like there's so much more that we can do that are yet to do with data. So you can sit down and think of like everyday life, like what do you think data can, what solution can we build, with data? If you're very conversant with data space, maybe Data First Africa. They used to organize this data turn, and it's like fully data. It's not software engineering or anything. The problem you're solving is data, is a data problem, and it's real. Like whatever solution you get out of it, you can actually publish it and post it live. So think of problems like that. Another advice I'll give is probably look around you. The small shop seller outside your house, the school beside you where they used to make noise every assembly time, the NGO that you know about. These people, if you think about it, if you can help them get their data, you can actually help them solve problems. So that's what I mean by real world, right? That's what I mean by real experience. You can also volunteer. There are a lot of people out there day in, day out. You see them posting, oh, they need volunteers, data analyst volunteers. I joined Pioneer Medical Initiative. I don't know how many people know them. They are like in the health center, I think, and they are also like an NGO. I joined them to volunteer as a data analyst. I wasn't being paid, but I got experience from there as well. So you can volunteer, like look out for all these volunteering opportunities. You can volunteer as a data analyst. You can collaborate with your friends and think, okay, let's think about a problem that people face. How can we solve it with data? You can go out, just go out really. When you think really, some of these problems are around us. Like they are in places that we can see. We just don't pick it. We just don't think about it. Excuse me. So yeah, look around you, think, about how you can solve these problems around you. Also, I think I was going to mention Cargo. Cargo is one of the most popular data repositories, right? But most of the data there are always fictional. Although there are actually real data sets in Cargo that you can work on. Like I picked a project once on Google Play Store, and the data set there was real on Google Play, the apps in Google Play Store, and like downloads, everything about the apps. And I used that to build a particular dashboard. So you can also check Cargo for real world data set. Just be careful because a lot of the other data sets too are not real. But you will be told, like when you are opening the data sets, you will see it. If it's fictional or not, you would actually see it. Apart from Cargo though, there are a lot of other databases. Maybe if I could send this to Timothy after the session, can get like some names and the links and send it. That one actually contains real life data. Like the project I worked on in my final year was based on real world data. So something about um, crop yield, basically. So I got the data from one agricultural database, and I was able to build a model or build something with it. So that's what I mean by real, real problems, right? That's what I mean by real problems. So I hope that answers your question.
All
That's
right.
my thank you very much. It's beautiful.
Thank you. That was actually very, very, very insightful. And Uju is blowing the charts. Uju is blowing, you guys have to check the charts. Take a screenshot of the chart as well. There are quite a number of links Uju has been sharing with us on real data, like real world data out there. Both the one within Nigeria, especially Nigeria. I think Uju is a strong believer of data for Nigeria. I don't know. Yeah, I love that. I actually love that's actually amazing. Data for Nigeria. You guys should leave global. You guys should come home, bring your leg and your hands home. And I love that. That's actually very beautiful. We need more Nigerian data projects. And I know that sometimes it's hard to find these things. So these resources we just sharing is just beautiful. So guys, take a screenshot, copy the link, paste it somewhere, bookmark it on your browser. You would come back to it later and explore them. I think we should just explore them. Like I told you guys, in the next edition, I am focused on Nigerian projects, like more of Nigerian project, more of Nigerian data, more of home-based analysis, and I love that. Uju is somebody that he wants to provoke me to do things I'm not ready for. He puts this for my head. Okay, I love that actually. Okay, any other question in the house? Our time is really running fast. Any other question for our guests? Drew is here, Chelsea is here. This we would barely have them like this come around. So now we have the opportunity. Let's make good use of it. Okay. Any question? Question about what you are hoping to start and you want to hear their thoughts. Maybe just you want to tell them, oh, this is what I want to do after this. What do you think? All right. This you could even ask it. You could even ask for something, maybe if they know somebody that is into this and you're trying to do it. If they don't know, they can help you find. And you can even express it like we're literally here to know what you need after this platform. All right. Anybody coming up? Even while we speak, and if you have those things, you could raise your hand and I will call you to speak about it. All right. But whatever is in the chat, please take a screenshot. And yes, Chelsea really said something that is really, really, really interesting. If you post consistently about your data skills on WhatsApp and you mistakenly go and write, I'm saying mistakenly because you can go and say it, and you mistakenly say, I am open to working for anyone for a month in helping them with data reports and exploring their data for free for 1 month. And you have been posting about data, guess what's going to happen? People are going to reach out to you. People are going to reach out to you. Your neighbors that have been, your colleagues that have been seeing you post on your WhatsApp status. That's for those of us that don't want to go to LinkedIn and all, right? You're literally in your DM and your WhatsApp and you're making a post. Somebody is going to repost it. Somebody's going to reshare that thing and somebody's going to reach out to you and say, hey, what's up? Somebody reposted that you're open to working for any startup or an NGO or looking for someone that knows how to do this thing. What do you think? But people have to have seen some of your work. All right. They have to see some of the things that you've been doing. So you don't just wake up in the morning and say, oh, you're going to write that you're open to data and then somebody's going to reach out to you. Nah, ain't nobody gonna reach out to you that way. But if you really, really have been doing data stuff and you've been sharing that project, things you've been learning, some of the experience you've gathered from the study group and other places, and you're sharing it on your status. And you mistakenly write, I would give my time to any startup for the next 1 month or for the next 2 months. And you're just there to build experience. Somebody will reach out to you. All right. So Chelsea was very, very right when she said that what you're putting out there, somebody's going to reach out to you for a real project, real experience. The schools around you, you walk up to any organization or a platform. It could even be a supermarket that is making noise around your area and just say, I'm a data analyst. These are some of the things I've done. They might even tell you maybe submit a proposal. You submit a proposal with a link to some of your work, and they will Google you out. They'll check your portfolio. They'll see what you have online, and then they reach out to you. Okay, can you do this for us? We'll not pay you. You can even tell them, okay, don't worry. If you can pay me something for it, I don't mind. But you can just do that work for them and add the real project to your portfolio, right? And sincerely speaking, it's going to really, really go a long way. You just don't know how this kind of things happen. They just happen to be in your project. They happen to be your portfolio. They just happen to be your portfolio, right? So, guys, there's a lot we can do with this thing called data, but you have to be out there doing it. You can't be in your house doing these things. Like you can't be in your shell doing this thing. You have to be out there. Put yourself out there. Online presence is very important. Thank you so much, Uju. Thank you so much, Miss Chelsea, for creating the time to be here with us and for answering our questions so detailed and well broken down. If you have more questions, please react, raise your hand so that we can attend to as much question as possible. All right, our time is almost up, but that's not going to stop us from answering questions. All right, so let's start bringing our session to a close. All right. Okay, Dolapo, your hand is up. Okay, all right. Do you have a question you can shoot?
Oh, oh, I don't have a question, but I think I saw in the chat box that Mr. Oju said is open to collaboration. So I don't know, but I with him. I'm a psychology student, and I think I'm interested in going into research and also if it's
Dolapo, your line is breaking. I'm not sure. Is it just me? We can't hear you clearly. Can anyone hear Dolapo? Dolapo. Okay. Okay. So if I heard you clearly, you would love to work with Uju on collaborative projects. That's amazing, right? Find something that you want to do, reach out to him on LinkedIn. He's gonna contact you. Or you could even ask me for his contact. All right. And I'll speak to him. And once he's open to working with you directly, just find a project, find a lot of things about that project. If possible, put it in a document, share it to him. He would review the document. He will tell you, oh, this area is good, this area is not. And then you guys can collaborate. All right. But bring something to him. All right. Bring something to him, something that is really, really relevant, something that you would love to explore for yourself and contribute to that body of knowledge. And Mr. Ojo would give you his thoughts and his ideas. Dolapo, I'm not sure I heard you as much as you were speaking. I think it was a network thing. Dolapo, are you there? Okay, all right. So yes, to all of our graduates today, thank you so much for staying through to the end of this program. I just want to do some raffle with us. All right, so I'm going to call on you and you're going to just pick two questions from this card and you're going to answer. All right, you're going to pick just two out of the card on your screen. So just pick two cards, just two. All right, I will start with, okay. Hi, okay. So do you want to pick two cards here and share your thought about it? What is, out of all this, what would you like to share with us? Just pick two and tell us about it.
I don't understand.
Pick card, two
People
cards
try
out
to
of the six cards.
uh, I'm still trying to struggle. Okay.
Green, yellow, red, pink, blue.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm, come on,
Ah,
come on.
plenty question. Okay, so I'll go for yellow.
Yellow.
The yellow one on the first line.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Then
what
the last one,
the last one,
red.
the red one.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. What what kept you awake and consumed a lot of your time on the study group?
Hey. Oh, my commitment. My commitment statement. I'll say that when I started, I did not have a plan of finishing. Let me be sincere. Like, oh, I just want to jump on this thing and one of those things, and that's all. But coach did something very spectacular. He made me write down a commitment note. Ah, it's like you're swearing to an oath. Eh? I say, how much did I pay for this training that I will not be swearing an oath? Ah, I said, coach, What happens if I know he said he will remove me? Ah, okay. So yeah, that anytime I want to miss a quiz or a test or something, I just go back like, Omo, you already committed to this thing. You have to do it, convenient or not convenient. I remember there was a test I did 11:59. I mean, a minute to 12. I submitted a minute to 12. It wasn't very easy, but yeah, that was what kept me awake. What my words, um, I held on to my words, and I think coach held me on my neck. Yeah, for that. Thank you very, very much. So I got more than the 10,000 naira I paid. You know, much more, much more. Yeah, it was time consuming. Yeah, I must comment that it was time consuming, but it was worthwhile. Sincerely, for second question, right?
Yeah, what's the second question? What's the
Ha.
second?
Yeah, the red one. What's that one thing coach did that keeps you going on the study? I think I've answered it with the
Okay,
first
yeah.
one. Yeah, that's that note. Me, I don't like to give commitment when it comes to doing things. I just want to, you know, just focus on something and do it. But when you have to make me to just say, oh yeah, this is it, I find it difficult to just turn
Uh,
from it.
uh,
Yeah. So, and one thing I also want to say is, coach is very responsive. I used to wonder, like, how does he have time to do all this? Even in the middle of the night when I just call him, you know, even though he's busy all through the day, we tell you, oh, yeah, don't run by so time, and he'll be there. Even when my head is hot, we'll be cooling it down for you 2 3 hours. So, thank you very much, coach. I
yeah.
don't take it for granted. Sincerely, I know I'm very unserious, but I'll be serious one day. Thank
Yes.
you.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so that's okay. Although she joined in late, but then I mean she's here. So I forgive you. I'm going to fight to tell the people that did not join this review call, like this graduation ceremony. Every study body that is
Coach, don't find me a beg. You don't know where I'm coming from.
all right,
My story of my life. I don't want to start it here right now.
but
Please,
I feel like
please.
if anybody will not be around, they should reach out to me, and say, "Hey, coach, I won't be."
Not with me, right? I forgot. I mean, the time, everything, and just went like that. Today was a very long day for me.
All right, but you're
I
here
just
now.
checked the time. I saw that it's 5 6. Yeah, yeah, yes. Thanks, coach.
Yeah,
Thanks, coach.
I forgive you. It's those that are not here and did not reach out to say, I will not be joining, or I'm not joining, or I cannot join. That's the big man fighting.
I
So
concur. I
yeah,
concur.
yeah.
I concur. I concur.
Welcome. Hey, who do I talk to now? Aminu, yes, Aminu, pick two cards from the screen and share with us what's your thought about it. Aminu, are you there? I know Aminu was one of the students that used to have so many things to do. I will still find time to do the study group. And I stress Aminu too very much. Aminu, also, are you acting on the call? You want to pick a card? Just two card. Two card. All right, Aminu is going to his device. Emmanuel, let's pick two cards. Emmanuel ended up being one of my closest buddy here at the study group. I don't know. I don't know. I just like that guy. Emmanuel, pick two cards. Let's play two cards. So pick two cards that you would like to answer or share your thoughts about it. Right? There are about six cards on the screen. Emmanuel, are you there? I mean, are you there? We are all the guys. All the guys that I used to chair. Nah, you guys are not on the call to complete your chairing. Huh? Okay, let me go to Blessing. Pearls. Alpha. Spells. Spells there. Spells. Okay, I'm supposed to end this call exactly 7, and my 7 is really, really coming very close. I think there's people have gone serious. I'm surprised too that we don't have our guys actually on the call. I think first of all, I think the network is rough tonight. I don't know. There seems to be like a tough network, right? I think the network is really tough. And then I also know that some people are really, really, really struggling with the network. And then some people are not here as well. All right, so this is your certificate. For those of us that are graduating, you're going to be getting this certificate of participation and a digital badge, right? The badge is to recognize you as a study group body, to show that you actually are someone that is committed and dedicated to something, to show that you're someone that is disciplined. You put your mind to something, you can actually achieve it. That's what the digital badge means, right? It's just a way to give you a badge that, yes, in the future, because this study group is not going to end. I can promise you, there's so many things we're going to be doing, and you're going to have this batch like for life. So we're going to keep having you around. We're going to keep you in that loop. When we finally build our website, our study group website, where everybody will have like a dashboard, where we'll have a dashboard of everybody, right? We would love to feature you, and that's why we're giving this digital batch, right? The batch is just to say, oh, we're going to bring you back on this platform in the future and put you on a billboard, paste you on the board, and we'll always talk about you and your diligence and your devotion and your commitment to learning. Like that's exceptional. I was in an interview, this was early this year, and then someone said, tell us something that you did that you were committed to and you stayed true. Even when it was not working, you stayed true. Do you know that I could not really I was using my own projects to give my feedback. Now, if I had a study group platform like this, I would have said, okay, let me be honest. There was a platform I joined, and this platform was a study group. And I literally did not see reason to stay. How much did I pay? I would have left, but I stayed. I pushed myself and I did all the things. Like, that's a story you could give back on your interview, right? And to show that you're someone that is disciplined. You could even show a badge that you're part of that platform, right? And you're part of this platform and you were part of this organization and this program. So these things actually come back. And the beautiful thing is I can write you a letter of recommendation for a job, all right, based on that experience. You have access to me and I can easily write you a recommendation letter. Right, for any opportunity that you're trying to get into, and you need somebody to stand for you, you need somebody to, speak on your behalf. So the study group is not just a study group, right? It's not just a course, it's a platform that allows you to, always find a reason to see yourself move forward. Okay, so I would send you the mail of the study group. I mean, your certificate and digital badge will be mailed to us as a SVG file, so that the quality of the badge and the certificate will be, exceptional. All right. So after the study group, okay, your hand is up. Yeah, sorry, I just observed. You have a question, you can freely ask.
Hey, coach. Okay, I wanted to add something to what I said earlier as regards some of the tactics you used that made me stay on this study group.
Okay.
I remember when I saw the flyer and you said 30 days to learn SQL. Like, on my mind, I just had it in mind to just sharpen my SQL skill, and that was it. And I've calculated 30 days, okay, from February till March, latest April. But this thing one day became 2 days. Coach came with this calculation of one. Come on, this thing was. Oh my God, they have gotten me, and I've written commitment. God, I do. Ah, I will not. I wanted to cry that time. Like God, what do I do? But Coach has a way of also making it very interesting. You read the content of this notes, of his notes, of his materials, and you just want to continue reading. You are looking forward to those funny clues, those things that would just want you to continue reading, keep
Yeah.
studying. So that was one of the things that ingrained me into the
Ah,
study group. And yes, I met amazing people in the class. To the project was exceptional. I had the opportunity of having real life experience working with people on projects apart from the ones we did in school, presentation, all those kind of a thing. I met people closer.
mm,
Yeah, I'm not saying, you see, I was supposed to do a video, but that video is still coming, it's still loading. It's loading. I dodge, I dodge. So eventually, this thing was extending till I said, okay, by May latest. Oh, this is June. I can't be imagine. I can't believe myself. I did a study group for 5 6 months. Who does that? Ah, you know, I keep asking myself, how much did I pay for this study group, and I'm staying 6 months?
yeah.
Like, the one that I paid so amount self, I did not spend more than 2 months. What's the motivation this man is having? Like, I keep checking myself. So if this man is having this strength, the energy to keep doing these things, so why am I not doing it?
Mm,
No, so it keeps me in check. So I have to just keep pushing. Apart from the fact that I wrote a commitment note, all those things, I just look at myself like, okay, it's my motivation. It keeps checking up. It keeps, showing up on us. He sends posts to the groups. We have to participate. Sometimes I'm missing in action, you know, but he has a way of just making us go back to those things. Go back to those things. Be true to yourself. And I'm grateful. Thank you very much, Coach. If I have seen you physically, I would have carried you up. I have brought bouncers. Come and lift you up like this. Come and show to the world. The man that made SQL very simple as ABC. Thank you very much, Coach. You're welcome.
I mean,
No, don't say anything else. You're welcome.
you'll figure me out. You'll figure me out. You'll figure me out. And that's true, actually. I have techniques to really help people stay true to themselves and push themselves. I just don't use it a lot of time. But I feel like the study group allowed me to use these skills. It's actually a skills, right? Because I don't see reason why you you should give up on something. I don't see any reason anybody should give up on something, even though you're not getting it. Don't give up. So how do you make people not give up? Right. And I think that's something I was doing stylishly on the study group. And it did help. Like a lot of people in the okay, let me tell you the truth, right? In the last edition that we did, 15 people joined the first edition. Guess how many people graduated? Two persons. Two persons out of 15 people. Two persons. And I was very disappointed. And I asked myself, why did just two people graduate out of 15%? What did I not do? And I discovered it. I analyzed the program like back to back. I analyzed myself, analyzed every single person, and I said, no, this cannot happen in the next edition. So the next edition that we did, we had 30 people, and 8%, okay, 7 people graduated. And I said, this number is still not good. What can I do? You know, people's psychology, you have to find a way to help people learn because learning is not easy. Growing is not easy. And that's something I'm intentional about. So when we got to this third edition, I said, no, I need a cheat. So I had to analyze the past and the past. So it was based on all this analysis, I got to know how to crack the study group. And guess what? The next edition is going to be I'm looking at next edition to be about 50 people joining the study group. A lot of people have been reaching out. I want to join the study group and join the study group. Well, the next edition is coming, don't worry. And it's going to be very, very impactful one. A lot of, values. So, okay, you figured me out. Nobody figured me out that easily. It's hard to figure me out. But you did. I like that. No, 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 that's good. That's good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I don't know if there's a question for our guests. Thank you so much to our guests for joining in. In the next after this platform, there's going to be weekly sessions. Remember the SQL project series that we created for the community, where we can share SQL with other people. We can teach what we've learned on this platform so that we can host workshops. All right. If you also want to go for some certification exams, you can reach out to me. All right. I have been working with a guy named Toby, and Toby has a lot of access to some certification exams that are free. All right. And I don't know how to get it. So if you want to take certification exams, you can reach out to me. I can help you. I can hook you up with people that can get certification exams. If you want to keep doing projects, you can reach out to me. We'll talk. I'll start giving you some projects that you can work on. And some of those links we just sent, we're going to explore them. That's if you really still want to be part of it. So those of us that have graduated from this platform, we are moving to the SQL fellowship, where we can do more advanced things in SQL and in data, right? It's not just SQL. Also talk about integrating tools, Excel and SQL, Power BI and SQL, and all of the AI, all of the online platforms that we learned regarding to SQL. And then I think we will be having workshops about AI and SQL. What are the ways to use some tools that are online for SQL practice and all that? Okay. So this is me saying thank you so much to everyone. I am so proud of us. I am so grateful that you guys chose to sign up and you finished. It's what's the final. It's what's the final. And just when I thought that I'm just going to go to bed and rest and not disturb anybody for study group, now Uju has put something in my head. Now I'm going to think of coming back again to do a more industry focused SQL. This guy just gave me something to be hungry for. All right. And this is me saying thank you so much for being part of this journey. I love you guys, and I am very accessible. All right. Don't ever feel Timothy is hard to reach. Timothy will be so busy. You don't have my time. Of course, you know that if I don't talk to you, if I don't reply your message after 24 hours, text me again. It means that I have been kidnapped by work. All right. And if you don't hear from me after 48 hours, text me again. But just keep pushing until you get what you want. All right. Anywhere you find yourself, always try to get what you want. That means you have to know what you want when you walk into the room so that you can know how to get it. But always go for what you want. All right. Don't let anyone discourage you. Don't even let yourself discourage you from getting what you want. So always be that person in the room that knows how to get what you want. This is not just a study group. It has inspired us to push ourselves forward. It has inspired us to be consistent, to be committed, to be disciplined. And these are the things that we need right now to be able to get what we want in life. Have a lovely evening, and thank you so much for staying to the end of this night. We started at 5 o'clock, and this is 7 o'clock. That's 2 hours straight. That's 2 straight hours. Do you want to put on your video? Let's take a group picture. I don't know. I don't know. Is anybody putting on their videos? I mean, I've never put my videos on in this program, right? See now, see now, I literally don't show my face. I literally don't show my face easily. So, um, it's not like I'm not a fine boy. I just don't show my faces. All right. So, who wants to put a video on? Should we take a screenshot to take a picture? And when I send you the certificate, please post it anywhere and tag us, tag Smart Discourse, tag me, and tag some of your colleagues too. It was what a journey. It was what a journey. It was what a journey. I was on this program and I learned a lot. Even me as an organizer, I don't learn plenty things. Where I go use since I go use there are plenty. All right, so nobody's putting on a video. All right, guys, have a lovely evening. Bye for now. Good night.
Bye.
Oh, but study group has come, man. And